Hi Geminis, welcome to Souls Intersect. I have your May of 2016 reading. I pulled 5 cards for you for this month. I'm just going to give you an overview of the first 4. I see you on the top left as the Queen of Swords, and I see you really stepping forward into something new. And I feel that it is something to celebrate with this 3 of Cups card. And in addition to that, it's also a major heart opening and or awakening for you. What's interesting is that the Emperor card coming up in this reading energetically feels a lot different than these other 3 cards. In the other 3, I see a lot of this, a little bit of pastel, but some of that richer fuchsia colored pink and red, but a lot of blue and beautiful floral and plant imagery, and a lot of really nice female nurturing energy. Even the Swords card here has some of that as well, really matching the energy of those Cups cards. But then we see the Emperor here in this particular reading, and it feels a little bit like someone or a circumstance putting a damper on some of this, or trying to, not necessarily being able to. And I don't feel that ultimately it's something that's going to stand in the way, but it's either a person or an energy or a circumstance that wants to. If it's a person, I feel like it's someone who is kind of throwing the book at you in some way. So you've made a decision to move forward, and it's really a brand new way of thinking for you. And it is something that emotionally is making you feel more fulfilled and more satisfied in your heart space. And again, is something to celebrate. And there may be some red tape if it's just a circumstance, or it could be a person creating that for you or trying to. Ultimately, though, I had the Star card here with this card. And so I feel like the message with that, and I'm going to come back to it too, but in relation to the overview, I feel really that what you're doing and what you're moving forward with is who you are purely, and I feel that it's destined or fated and very much supported by spirit. So ultimately, no matter what red tape there is, or no matter who is there trying to get in the way, I feel ultimately you will come through and you will be the victor. That's the wording I'm getting. Okay. So looking at this, and again, this is you. I see you just really full of color, full of light and energy, and ready with fresh new ideas and ways of thinking, as I mentioned. Sorry. And I see something coming up that is a celebration. So this could be a specific event. And for Gemini, we're in May, so some of you will have your birthdays in May. So it could be signifying that, or something that will happen around that time. I don't think that this card ever comes up just to mark a celebration, unless someone is asking, specifically when something will happen. Sometimes it comes up just to mark a birthday or a wedding or some kind of celebration just for that purpose. But coming up on its own like this, especially in just a 4-card spread, I feel like it's really showing me the importance of the energy that you would feel around that time, and also celebrating with the people who you'll be celebrating with. So if your birthday is in May, or if there's something coming up that you're celebrating, or just a change that's worth celebrating, that energy just being in the air, the way that makes you feel is something that will stay with you, and also that you want to remember and keep with you as much as possible. Try to remember that newness, because along a new path there's always going to be obstacles too. And try to remember how it felt. It's almost like starting out as a child and that fresh, innocent feeling of things when you're younger and us being nostalgic about it at times. I really think that that nostalgia and remembering that can help us to bring back some of that energy and make us feel fresh and new again, and help to motivate us if we ever do feel like we're getting in a rut, or there's kind of 3D red tape stuff in the way. And again, that could be part of why the Emperor is showing up here. Reminding you to hold on to that energy, the way that you feel yourself on this new path, but also the way that you feel when you do celebrate with friends. I feel like this could even be specific for some of you, like 3 close friends or 3 children, or you and 2 sisters or 2 daughters or something like that, celebrating something together, and that nurturing energy that you feel around that is something that you, again, should keep with you, but also something that a lot can be achieved from, and a lot can grow from that. I really love this Ace of Cups card. I really love the imagery and the color of this depiction. It's probably my favorite card in this deck. We have the lotus in the water, and of course the overflowing chalice, which is really this amazing heart opening for you. The hand holding it out, which is signifying that it's a gift from the heavens, so to speak. And then of course this dove, and I believe that with the feathers like that, it's a nesting dove, and the golden light inside. And this nesting dove really has a lot of that motherly, nurturing energy too. And I feel like it's speaking to you, even if this reading is not for a female. I feel like you have that quality about you, and it's this really nurturing thing. And if the Emperor is a person, I'm also picking up that person could be trying to feed off of that in a way. I feel like he could be making some demands because he doesn't want that to be taken away from him, is something I'm picking up. But that's you, and it's an energy that you will always hold on to, but that a lot of people might seek, and some of it for the good, but sometimes someone really wanting to feed off of it. So there's definitely a message to protect that part of you, as this dove would protect its nest. So that's a little bit of a message, kind of a warning in a way for you. I feel like the star card being here too, though, is really supportive of this idea that no matter what, nobody can take that away from you. But there is definitely a message to protect yourself. And I don't feel like, by the way, that means someone trying to attack you or literally take something from you. I just feel like as you're moving into this new space energetically, that there's going to be a lot more light surrounding you, and some people have trouble accessing that, or they're not in that place yet. So they may try to feed off of it in a way. And so it's just a message to learn to protect yourself. Surround yourself with that golden light, and be protective of yourself the way that a mother would be protective of her young. Because this is kind of a young new you and a rebirth for you. And this card is really showing me that. Okay. So I'm going to go over to the star card and see what else I pick up here. Okay. I'm really seeing the stars forming at the top, almost like the bottom of a heart for this reading. And it's a really lovely feeling of like a new love, but also some nervousness around it. I do feel like there's a coming together of two souls, and it's a union of some kind. And it's something that you'll be going into in this form, like in this naked form, just bare and with all of your qualities, almost like I'm getting wearing your heart on your sleeve, nothing hidden, all of your qualities out in the open for this person to see and access, and be accepting of. I'm picking that up for some reason. It's almost like here I am, and this is who I am. And I don't want to say take it or leave it, but I feel that there's a need in you to make sure that someone knows who you are at the heart. And it has to do with this being a heart opening for you this month. You've learned who you are better. You've gotten to know yourself more, and you've fallen in love with yourself more, or are in the process of that. And you want this person to see for who you are, and love you in the way that you have learned to love yourself. I'm feeling a lot of emotion around that. Almost feel choked up, having some trouble getting it out too. Sorry about that. Okay, and it's really beautiful. I can really see like this two sides of this card. You have those pitchers of water in two different colors. The stream of water coming out of them, completely different forms and colors too. And then you have the two types of trees that almost look like they're from two different climates, but on the two different sides of the card. And then one seems a little bit more full of animal life with the bird and plant life with the flower. And the water seems to be flowing a bit more on that side. So I am picking up that, and I feel like that's almost like it's your side. It's reminding me of the dove and that Ace of Cups and all the flowers from the celebration, and who you are going into this, almost with this star character leaning into that side more. I feel like that represents your side of this union. And I think that means that you have really been able to access your gifts more than this other person, and you are feeling more fertile in a sense, and your emotions are flowing a bit more openly and willingly. But you're inviting this other person to do the same. And the emotions are there for this other person. And there is, this green land behind it that's available for the same kind of growth and potential that you've been accessing for yourself. And so you're inviting a union of those two things and growth for this person in the same way that you are having for yourself. So I'm picking up a lot of, obviously, romantic energy, but this could also be in reference to a child. I'm getting that for someone that you may be counseling or helping, teaching them what you've learned and sharing with them your gifts. But a lot of romantic energy, or potential romantic energy. But then with your back to it a little bit and kind of leaning into your side more, I still feel like the message is that your focus should be on you and maintaining that wonderful feeling of newness that you're accessing, and also that holding onto your core and building up your strength from inside will help you to get around any possible obstacles, or this person possibly not moving forward as quickly as you are. As long as you're holding on to who you are, then you'll be okay. You'll always have this illumination above you. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that beautiful imagery. And if you're interested in one of my private readings, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. Thank you, Geminis.